That was successful.
It was pretty good, huh? Not a bad day, huh?
You could obviously talk about Jonathan's performance. He started the game from 7 or 7 and 8 for 8, and sort of hitting those 2 free throws to ice it.
He's again, he just keeps getting better and better, and it's really what the whole team has done. And we've got a lot of new players, first-year guys, JB, Jonathan, DAndre Miller, all making big plays for us. Mike doesn't have a particularly good shooting day, but he did other things again today to allow J. Mitch to get some of those looks and some of those shots. DAndre Miller made some terrific passes as they're guarding Mike coming off a little stagger that we run. They're trying to help out. We call it stun out. And a guy can slip. We get a great slip to the basket for an easy basket for J. Mitch. We did so many good things. Everybody contributed, but really it comes down to our defensive effort. I think we defended them outstanding, turned them over 14 times. You don't see that very often. And then on the offensive end, we only had 8 turnovers. We were able to execute and get good looks and get good shots.
Yeah, Freddie, I was going to just say, 17 assists and 8 turnovers. I mean, how key is it protecting the ball against this team and not letting them go on a run with their defense and things like that?
Well, I think it's important against everyone. And that's certainly something we work very hard on in our philosophy going into this year as we're trying to play faster, which is something you have to get used to and kind of grow into, was to get a shot every time down the floor. And that's something certainly we're getting better at. I think that JB and Mike Coburn have done a great job facilitating the offense, and you look at them today, 7 assists, no turnovers from the point. Just an outstanding job by both of those guys.
Coach, you endorsed DAndre Miller for Big East Rookie of the Year on Friday. Did he prove that to you tonight?
I don't think he has to prove it to me. I think he's got to prove it to everybody else. But certainly, he's a guy that, again, as a freshman, keeps getting better and better and better. And again, at the end of every game, you look at the box score, 13 points, 10 rebounds, 2 blocks, 1 steal, 4 assists. And tonight, I thought was one of his better defensive games. Something that doesn't show up in the box score, something that he's got to get better at, something that we've worked very hard with him. He works very hard, great student of the game. Tonight I thought he stepped up to the challenge of really guarding one of the best players in the Big East in Austin Freeman.
Fred, what did you see on Dame's tip-in with 20 seconds left? Were you able to see it clearly through the bodies?
Are you asking me, did it go in or not? Yeah, I think it went in. I'm just kidding. He made a great play. I want to say in the St. John's game, we had a little play on from Mike, what we call loop rip, and Mike drives it to the basket. I think Mike missed the layup, and Dane came in for a big tipping. Do I have the right game? You guys can go back and look. Was it either Notre Dame or St. John's? I'm not really sure which one it was, but they did the same thing. So not surprising. He's got great athleticism, great timing, and he's one guy on the floor capable of making a big play like that.
Coach, how about Austin? Such a big thing in this conference. It's amazing sometimes it snowballs in the wrong direction. Just day to day after Notre Dame and St. John's, what's the biggest difference in your team in terms of their approach every day?
Well, it's been our approach, and it's been a consistent one. When we were 0-8, I don't think you'd be asking me that question right now. Not many people would ask that question or be thinking about that. And we've never looked at it but the next practice, the next game. I know it sounds like a cliche. I probably, and I told the kids, probably made a mistake in scheduling Caldwell in the middle of the Big East season. I know what we wanted to do. We wanted to come out and we wanted to take care of business and get guys playing time. But as I look back on it, I just did what I asked the kids never to do. I was looking ahead to the next game. And we talked about it and we put it behind us. We got to win. But we don't ever look ahead. We got to come out tomorrow, and our focus tomorrow is on having a great practice. I'll be honest with you. We walked out of practice yesterday, and the first thing I said to the guys when I got in the locker room is, we won the game yesterday. And if you would have been here at practice, we were unbelievable. And the focus, the energy, the intensity was unbelievable. It was game-like. And I knew coming in, you never know if you're going to win or lose, but I knew we would play with physicality, great intensity, great emotion, and if we can knock down some shots, we had a heck of a chance to win this game.
Brandon, you said a lot of those same things before the last Georgetown game. What changed in the 3 weeks from that game to today?
Well, I think our guys are getting better. I think they're working hard and getting better. Again, we would all like it to happen as quickly as possible, but when you have new players and you have young guys on the floor in terms of experience, you got to let them grow up. You've got to let them play together. You've got to let them try to win and develop some confidence. That's the hardest thing. And I just think because of the approach and that every day we come out and work extremely hard, and then you get rewarded for a win. It certainly started with Notre Dame. You do gain confidence. You know, we've been pushing the snowball uphill for a long time. And we're not up there yet to start pushing it down the other side, but we're getting closer and closer to where we need to be to turn that momentum and start pushing that sucker down the hill. So it's going to be a lot of fun when that happens. And you can see with this group, they're getting it, and it's going to turn, and it's going to happen.
Coach, how big was Austin Johnson's minutes today, first half?
You know, he was terrific. You know, and for a guy that doesn't get a lot of minutes, for a guy that we're playing out of position, all we ask him to do is come in and be physical and play hard. And when we get points out of him, right now that's really a bonus. And he was physical. There was one phenomenal block out in the first half on Monroe. He just got his body on him and allowed us to get a rebound. We got a bucket at the other end. People don't see that play, but that's a huge play. Keeping him off the offensive glass, us getting a rebound, getting a run out, that's a 4-point swing. And those are really big plays, and just really proud of Austin, you know, who works hard every day, doesn't quite get the minutes that any of the freshmen would like, but stepped up real big today. And I thought we were as physical as we've been all year long in this game today.
2 more questions, please.
Coach, Wright can be kind of an X factor for them. You guys handled him pretty well today. Is there anything special you did with him, or just?
Well, nothing really in particular. We're really more worried about Monroe. I think the biggest difference was switching H on Monroe and putting J. Mitch on Vaughn, and then when they went small, it was a better matchup for us. H did a great job till the very end of the game when he was worn down. And Monroe's a hell of a player. Look at the lottery pick. Kind of got inside on him a little bit. But with Chris Wright, we talked about a stat that came to us that they were 2-5 in games when Chris Wright scores less than 10 points. And we held them to 6, and so I guess now they're 2-6 in games when he scores less than 10 points.
Last question.
Coach, with 2 games left against DePaul and 2 against Seton Hall, is there any feeling that you can kind of close this season, you know, on any kind of run?
We're worried about our next practice tomorrow when we go to Chicago to get ready for DePaul.
Thank you, Coach. Georgetown will be in